Yo, welcome in, Raiders. WD here. I've got a little bit of a news update for you today from Embark Studios about the duplication glitch. Let's pop into it and see what they got to say. Yo, if you've been playing Arc Raiders the last week or two, then you've probably seen and or heard about the duplication glitch that has been taking over Arc Raiders. It was a crazy week, from seeing some of the top streamers like the Burnt Peanut hucking 1,000 trigger nades to the back of the matriarch, or throwing just an endless stream of trigger nades in Stellamontis, to seeing all the crazy YouTube videos and TikTok videos of people having millions of dollars worth of ducks. I mean, I've also been in games where I was live on Twitch and I saw just dudes running around just throwing ducks. He had literally nothing in his inventory. He was just hucking ducks at people. It was crazy. It was a crazy week. They found an absolutely insanely easy glitch to do, and it kind of broke the game. From ruining the economics of the game, because those ducks that they were throwing get millions of dollars of space dollars for these crazy little ducks, on top of duplicating a ton of guns or just completely ruining. I mean, Stellamontis was an absolute disaster zone with everybody having 1,000 trigger nades. It was crazy. Well, Embark Studios saw everything that was happening and they dealt with this problem swiftly. I think it only took them a day or two and that glitch was out of the game. But that was not it, because they have just informed us this morning that there is a bit of a news update about this here glitch that was going on in the game, which is fantastic. I love that Embark Studios has been quick to respond about certain issues in the game and also fix them. It's been great. I do really love it. So with Arc Raiders, they have stated, "Attention Raiders! Thank you to everyone who sent us reports of the recent duplication exploit, and to everyone who continued playing in good faith while we took the time to properly investigate the issue. Starting this week, we will begin issuing enforcement actions to accounts that we can confirm took advantage of the exploits." So that means that if you are taking advantage of this exploit by potentially getting millions and millions and millions and millions of space dollars from these goofy little familiar ducks, or ruining somebody's day in Stellamontis by throwing 1,000,000 trigger nades in the rooms they were in, with giving them zero chance to live, you may be facing consequences. Kind of wild. I personally did not partake in this glitch. I had multiple people saying it was crazy in my stream. I had people coming in and going, "I will trade you $1 million in ducks for that blueprint." And I was like, that is absolutely ridiculous. I don't want your fake ducks. Get out of here. Insane. But it was there, and now it is gone. So thank goodness they got rid of it, because I'll be honest, that was really annoying. It ruined Stella. It ruined the economics of the game, because people were just going around saying, "I've got millions of ducks, let me buy your blueprints." That is the worst. Go play the game. But let's dive a little bit into this news article here, because it looks like we have a little bit more information, a little deeper dive into what they're actually going to do. And I'm pretty stoked about it. Because if you took part of this duplication glitch, you are going to, well, I mean, it depends on how much you did. But if you were one of the people ruining the game with this because you thought it was funny, well, Embark's got something to say to you. Raiders, last week we said that we would return with more information once our investigation into recent exploits was complete. The investigation is now concluded. Thank you for your patience while we took the time to do this properly. These exploits stem from a design flaw on our part. The way they were used had a real impact on the game's economy and the way the community experienced Arc Raiders. It's on us to address that and work to restore balance. And those were the two big issues. It ruined the economy because we could go out and get 5 million in ducks and then leave. You'd go and, like, it was crazy how easy it was. It was super easy, and you could just get a ton of ducks in like a minute and then ducks extract. And it was wild. And on top of, like I said, people were absolutely ruining Stellamontis because you'd have squads just throwing trigger nades nonstop. It made the game nearly impossible to play on some of those maps. It was a little crazy. Now, over the course of this week, we will begin issuing enforcement actions to accounts that we can confirm took advantage of these exploits. So that, to me, I'm curious. Does that mean that they're going to be seeing if maybe there was a YouTube video where you were ruining somebody's day in Stella? Maybe you were showing people how to do. It's crazy. I wonder how deep they're going to go into kind of like giving people the consequences that they deserve, or if it's going to be just more like in-game kind of. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how many people get banned or issued suspensions for this. It'll be funny. Why this took time, we understand that desire for fast action, especially when both gameplay and the economy suffers at the same time, a responsibility is and must be to act with fairness and accuracy. I get it, valid. I mean, obviously, like with me, I remember I was playing one time and some dude threw a couple ducks at us. I picked them up. Obviously, I didn't know they came from the exploit at the time, and I sold them. So, I mean, obviously, people who do random things are like, I don't do this. Will probably be just fine. But if you are the one partaking in it, they're probably going to find you. When we take action on player accounts, we do it based on what we can define, prove, and stand behind. In practice, that includes validating reports against data. Okay, so all the people getting reported, basically, in-game. Confirming exploit usage, scope, and effect. So I wonder how they're going to confirm the exploit usage. I wonder. That is an interesting one. Separating accidental / edge case behavior from repeated intentional abuse. See, like that. If I go in and I kill somebody who has $1 million worth of ducks on them, I'm going to take them and I'm going to go sell them. I may not have done the duplication glitch, but if I find the person, I'm not going to just leave it there. You know what I mean? So those kind of instances you're probably not going to get in trouble for if you murdered somebody with a ton of goop. I remember Cloaksy, I think it was Cloaksy. Yeah, he ended up killing somebody in Spaceport who had like 5 Venator 4s and like 10 Bobcats. It was crazy because there was a way where you could duplicate guns as well, I think, for a little while. I think people like that, if you kill somebody with the, all the duped items, I don't think you're going to be in trouble for that one. Assessing the measurable impact on the economy and competitive integrity. Yeah, so the economy was the millions of ducks, and then also the competitive integrity, which was probably the Stella Montes throwing 1 billion grenades and or getting 400 Bobcats. We want to act once with intention and with confidence that we're doing the right thing. This is the first time we've handled an incident of this nature at such scale in Arc Raiders. It was honestly one of the big, it was crazy. It was a massive glitch that completely took the game by storm because it was so easy to do. And what it ended up doing for people was a massive gameplay break. So yeah, no, it was a big one. Rather than rushing, we chose to take the time needed to fully understand the situation and make sure our response was consistent with our values and expectations. Valid. I think that it was completely fast enough. They killed the glitch and they took time. It seems like they're taking time to kind of go through and see what ended up happening and what they need to do. I feel like they've done perfectly fine. Because, this only happened, it was like, last weekend or something? It wasn't really all that long ago. They nixed it and they're taking action. So I feel like they've done just fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with how long they've taken. I'm pretty solid with that. Now, what are the consequences going to be? We will be taking action based on severity, intent, frequency, and impact. Outcomes will vary, but actions will include warnings for low severity cases where abuse was limited. So you're getting a warning, which means that the next time you do anything fishy, they're going to be like, So you're going to get a red flag on your account from Embark. So, that is, it's valid. Valid. If you've been doing some shady activity that wasn't really all that crazy, but you still did it, you should get a red flag. You should be flagged and potentially, be like, they've got a red flag. They did something again. Ban them. Valid. Removal of coins tied to exploit activity. Yes. Yes. Remove all those coins. Yes. I love that. That is fantastic. I'm more than fine with that. Suspensions for severe cases, particularly where exploit usage had a significant impact on the in-game economy or other players' experience. Our goal is to keep the game fair for everyone, and that means holding all players to the same standard. Now, I wonder, just curious, we all did, and I know I did, saw Mr. Peanut throwing a lot of trigger nades on that night. I wonder if he is going to be seeing any sort of slap on the wrist for his shenanigans. I doubt it. He's kind of the face of Arc Raiders at the moment, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they do anything to streamers and content creators and how the level will be. If they say they want to do everybody fairly and evenly, all players the same standard, it would be interesting to see how they handle some of these bigger names doing some of these exploits. It'll be interesting. Now, moving forward is our hope that this response provides a platform for future action where we've already improved our detection and tracking and internal review tools and safeguards to limit the impact of similar exploits. Fantastic news. Love to hear it. We take this incident seriously and we're approaching it as both a corrective effort and a learning opportunity to strengthen the systems that support fair play. We'll keep monitoring for confirmed exploits and we'll take action appropriately, fairly, and consistently. If you run into issues, please report them through the designated channels. It helps us respond faster and with more confidence. Thank you to everyone who reported these issues and everyone who continued playing in the good faith when we worked through this. We understand the severity of the situation. We've done our best to act in a way that provides a fair outcome for all Raiders. From the Arc Raiders team. I'm with that. Like I said, I really think that they handled this well. I don't think there's any issues with how they handled it. They found the issue. They got rid of it. I mean, it really only took anywhere from 24 to 48 hours before it started really getting just like kind of crazy, and all the streamers, Tfue, Peanut, Cloaksy, all those kind of dudes, once they started talking about it and posting videos about it, it really did not take long. It was pretty quick. So I'm glad that it was dealt with quickly. I'm glad there are consequences being handed out. I'm glad that they're happening. It's helping to keep the player base in a safe and comfortable environment where they should be. They shouldn't have to constantly log in and be like, well, I'm not doing Stella because there's going to be 1,000 trigger nades. It's great. I'm glad they're starting to take action. I'm glad that things are being done quickly. I have no issue with it. Yeah, this is great news. I'm super happy. This has been one of the best games of the year, if not the best game. And Embark has done continuously well about adding content, changing things up, and making sure that, you know, any sort of issues that pop up are taken care of swiftly and with some solid intention. So I'm all for it. Now, I'm curious, Raiders, were you one of the Raiders that were participating in the dupe glitch? And if you were, let me know down in the comments what you were doing, how much you were doing, and then if you receive any sort of punishment. I would love to see kind of the severity of some of the things that are happening to the community based on what they did, if anything did happen. Like I said, I did not do the dupe glitch once. At any one point, I did loot one person who had a bunch of ducks, but other than that, that was pretty much the extent of my dupe glitch experience. So I'm not really expecting anything on my end. It would be kind of funny, but yeah, there definitely won't be anything on my end. I was a good boy. But I'm curious if you're expecting a corrective action in the future. Let me know down in the comments. And also let me know how you feel about Embark's response to this particular issue. How did you feel about it? Was it quick enough? Have they done enough? Is this a crime, or does a punishment fit the crime? Let me know down in the comments and let's talk about it. I love reading through comments and checking things out. And if you like Arc Raiders gameplay, make sure you check out my Make sure you check out my TikTok account at WD Let's Play, where I will be going live and I post a lot of highlights and clips, as well as my Twitch channel at WD Michael. I know it's two different names. I know. We're doing a little bit of a change up, as I used to be a massively full-time Pokemon streamer. So there's a lot of changes happening as I switch a little bit of my focus over to Arc Raiders. So I appreciate y'all. And if you have not hit that subscribe button, you should definitely do so, because we're trying to hit that 1,000 goal subscriber point so we can potentially get monetized on this YouTube channel. So help your boy out. I would greatly appreciate it, as you'll see a ton of content coming up from me, from live stream clips to guides, tutorials, tips, and news updates, just like this one. Thank you all so much for hanging out on this little YouTube video. I hope you all have a fantastic day up in Speranza. And until next time, peace out, Raiders.